News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. And coming up next in just a couple minutes, we're going to get into Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Some crazy, stupid things happened today when they went to the weigh-in. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And I did bring in my little Netflix laptop. I cannot, I've learned enough in broadcast. You can't call stuff or talk about what's live. You know, that's a big no-no. But you could talk about it afterwards. So I'm going to kind of watch it, not live on the air, because I can't talk about it until it's done. But I will watch it, pause it or whatever, have it on and watch it during the breaks and such. And we'll talk about it later. But we're going to do a preview coming up in just a few on the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. But first, we find out today, it's like a small news story in the on WFAA TV Channel 8. Man, I don't even think it made the Dallas Morning News. I could be wrong, but and it just said DPD officer suspended for post on Trump assassination attempt. I'm like, wait a minute. This DPD guy who said aim better after the assassination attempt on President Trump in Butler still has a job. He's actually policing for the city. What the bleep, right? Okay. So, yeah, he was suspended without pay for 30 days, and he's back on the force. Police Sergeant Arturo Martinez is the supervisor of the Dallas PD's robbery unit, and surprise, 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 he was the organizer of the Blue for Black Lives Matter, where he took a knee for a convicted felon who put a loaded gun to a pregnant woman's belly and robbed her, who had 11.11 nanograms per milliliter of fentanyl in the system, more than the average junkie dies with fentanyl in the system in Florida by a university study. He died of fentanyl poisoning, and which is why I said I can't breathe 7 times when he was in the back of that squad before he even had any issues where it looked like anything bad happened. And the medical examiner changed his decision, cause of death, after being lobbied and pressured silently, saying you would be destroyed by the medical examiner in Washington, D.C. He's a well-known guy, and he says, I'll write a USA Today editorial or something of that nature. I will destroy you. You're going to change that. And boy, did he ever. Make sure St. George Floyd, blessed be his name, who's also known as St. George Fentanyl, blessed be his name. Let's go to Joel in Cedar Hill. The question is, do you trust this Dallas Police Sergeant Arturo Martinez? Do you trust him to protect you if you have a Trump yard sign, bumper sticker, shirt, or hat, or if you even act or seem to look like a Trump supporter? You trust him to take care of you properly? You want this guy investigating your police robbery that happens? Do you want this guy pulling you over? Do you want this guy coming to your house to protect you? Is this enough punishment, him being suspended for a month without pay, or should he not be able to be a police officer ever again? That's what I think. 800, that's what Eddie Garcia says, the former police chief, when this happened. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Joel, Cedar Hill, WBAP, hello.
Hey, Chris. So I'm not sure that I can use the word trust, but if you go to DPD's website, go to About Us, they've got the mission statement, then they've got their values. And it says, and I don't have the website in front of me, I just read it, but something to the effect of our officers will embody integrity in their personal and in their professional lives. As far as I got it right here, and here it is: to respect and protect the rights of the citizens as determined by law, treat citizens as their fellow employees courteously and with the same amount of dignity and respect which they need to be treated themselves, honesty, integrity above their personal and their professional and personal lives, earning the public trust, performing their duties with the knowledge that protection of the lives and property of all citizens is their primary duty, and comply with the spirit and letter of the Code of Conduct. That's it.
Go ahead.
That's it. As far as I'm concerned, based off of that, he does not meet those requirements to be an officer.
Are you surprised that he was worshiping St. George Fentanyl, St. George Floyd, blessed be his name?
You know, I honestly hadn't heard much of this story. I think I remember hearing about it when it happened, and I don't know much about the man. And I apologize, Chris. I've only been listening about 30 minutes.
Don't worry. I personally only been listening for about 30 minutes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I always try to make it fun. But anyways, yeah. So this is the first hearing of it and being in the news anywhere that I'm aware of that he literally is back on the department and only was out of work for 30 days without pay. And
yeah, and I hadn't heard that either, but I have to look at some of the conservatives who have been canceled for making other types of comments that haven't been about assassinating a presidential candidate. There's been other ones. I know, then there were some racist comments made by Roseanne Barr, and she immediately was canceled. There's been other people like Roseanne, but it seems like it's okay to cancel everybody on the right, but the people on the left can say whatever they want and they're fine.
But here's the other thing too, Joel. Would we, if this guy was a teacher in Dallas, a public school teacher, could this guy, should he ever be allowed to be a teacher, for example? Like, can we trust him to protect our children or to teach our children if he's one of these crazy teachers saying that he should have, aimed better, kill the president next time, basically is what he said? I mean... No, I don't think he should be able to, but we also know how things are in Dallas and everything. But no, he absolutely shouldn't be. And I don't know what his whole career has been as a law enforcement officer. I respect law enforcement. I work with law enforcement in my career on a regular, but I'm not law enforcement myself. But when something like this happens and they say something that goes outside of their I don't know about area of expertise, but in terms of them being a professional and the duty they serve to the public, I lose respect for them at that point. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this guy should have a peace officer license or be a cop anywhere. I cannot believe that. So his job is to be able to shoot well and to hit the target. God forbid something should be going on, and his concern is about hitting the target of President Trump, finishing the job. This is a sick man. He has no business being on a police force. And his boss at the time, Eddie Garcia, the chief at the time, said if it's true, no place in our society, no place in law enforcement. So I don't know why he's there.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And
go ahead.
I for one, Chris, I miss Eddie Garcia already.
Well, there was problems. Some of my police officer friends and the officers on the street that I talked to from time to time as I encounter them. Some of them say it's not all that, but he was the best we had.
Over U-Haul, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, U-Haul, former Chief U-Haul, aka Sparkles, with a fake diamond encrusted glasses.
I forgot about
Don't
Sparkles,
you miss Sparkles?
Yeah, absolutely. If I want to go out and and just be all sparkly and
get the homicide rate back up, homicide. Who doesn't want more people getting killed and murdered in their city? This woman, when everything she does, and by the way, we can't just mention Sparkles without saying playing her most favorite. This will live in infamy. And by the way, I'm going to connect the dots on this. You watch. This is 5D chess. You watch this. I'm going to connect the loser Democrats talking about how they've lost to Trump and they're freaking out. They said this same phrase that Chief U-Haul, a.k.a. Sparkles, said. Listen to this. Remember this? Here you go. Hold on. Let me get it. Here we go.
In those instances, those individuals are forced to...
No, not that one. There was another one here. Wait. Dang it. Where did it go? Anyways, I'll have to get it. I don't have it for some reason. Here it is.
This has to stop in this city.
This S has to stop. That's exactly what a Democrat said that was like a former campaign manager or something like that for Nurse Jill Biden. He said on one of the fake news MSNBC, this S has to stop. That was U-Haul. That was Sparkles, and that was her crime plan. That was her crime plan. She put together. I'm going to stop crime. It was called, quote, "This S has to stop. My crime plan" by U-Haul. That was her crime plan she submitted this city. There you go. This S has to stop. I appreciate your call, Joe. Thank you for accompanying me, and thank you. I'm glad somebody's listening to this show for 30 minutes. I should send you a check. Okay, I do have the Netflix. I can't
talk about stuff as it's happening live. That's a big no-no in sporting events. But I can tell you what happens afterwards. And so I've got my fat laptop. Are you watching too from over there? I'm just kidding. My producer, but it's kind of in a way he can see it. I've got my Netflix on my laptop sitting here playing. And so I think it's the next event coming up. And that means for sure we'll be able to talk about it after it happens. But we're going to talk about a preview of this. Some wild, stupid, crazy things have gone down. And lots of people have said lots of things. And Mike Tyson did something. Did you hear what he did to Jake Paul today at the weigh-in? It got violent. Yeah, you'll hear about this coming up next. And then one of the people's moms said something, a very trashy, comment, like your mama speaking up for you after it happened. You got to hear this. This is all coming up next. And what some boxing people say, some people think this is a rigged thing, all sorts of stuff. This is going to be fun. Look, our kids grew up on Jake Paul. Is that fair to say, my friend? Like a lot of kids did. Because he's an influencer. So he's way past that though, right? I mean, but producer Garrett, who's Gen Z, you guys grew up on this kind of stuff. This guy was doing clown stupid stunts on whatever YouTube or something. You guys watched him, right? Is that what it was basically? Yeah. Okay, you didn't watch the Paul Bros, but yes. So you know who they are. You've seen some of the stupid things they've done. Yeah. And so that's what made him mega famous in the Gen Z generation. And then you got Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, who's the famous dude from our generation, and Iron Mike Tyson, who bit the freaking ear off of one of his opponents in the ring. Remember that? That was the best! That was the best! Oh, yes. Remember, what's his name? The ref. Remember the ref who died? That legendary ref? I can forget his name. This tiny guy who has a hoarse voice. I can't remember his name. I'll look it up. And he was an amazing dude. I think I had him on my show once way back when. Anyways, that's going to be going on soon. And we're going to talk about that, do a little preview and all the stupid stuff that went down today. We'll talk about who you think is going to win. Who you think is going to win? Coming up next on the Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP. You can chime in now. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. All right, what in God's name is Jerry freaking Jones doing on Netflix right now with a microphone talking ringside as Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are about to fight? From what I gather by watching it here, and again, I'm not going to be narrating anything live because that's highly big no-no in broadcasting with events that you're not carrying. If you're not the one doing it. But I can just tell you that I've got it here, and I'll watch it from time to time as it's going on, and during the breaks and stuff, and then we'll do it after it's over at some point. You know what I mean? Like right after that. So, but what is Jerry Jones doing sitting there right now? Talking on the sideline, on the ringside. I mean, what is this? What is he doing? Why is he there? What is he? Is he a boxing guy? Well, I just want to insert myself, and I love what producer Garrett said. Producer Garrett said, "Well, he's got nothing better to do because he's got a losing team again." There you go, Jerry. You're a loser. Good job with the losing team. If you're not trying to get radio guys fired. Remember that? You know that, right? Yeah. So if you're not trying to get radio guys fired, you're sitting there hogging a boxing thing. Because you're too busy losing. You're so busy losing. Or is the other way around? You're so busy losing that you have too much time. Anyway, you have too much time on your hand because you're losing. Yes, he's so busy losing, but he also has time to go on and talk about other things since he loses so bad. I don't know, whatever. I can't say that. Talking myself into a box. I don't need somebody to disagree with me and call me. I'm making or talking myself in circles. Anyways, okay, who do you think is going to win? That's the big question. That is the big question. Is who do you think is going to win this thing? And do you think this is actually real? Like, do you think it's going to be a real fight? Or do you think the fix is in, it's rigged, and it's a script? By the way, you should be forewarned that apparently Logan Paul, Jake Paul's brother, I guess they did a lot of social media stuff. They were big in the Gen Z stuff. And Gen Z generation, apparently I know he's been a boxer. I thought he was MMA, but he's a boxer who has like 10-1. But dude, let's take a vote. Producer Garrett, you were not here last night.
Who do you think's going to win? By the way, I want you to tell me, if you're listening right now, of course, I want listeners, I want you to call in right now and tell me who do you think will win, and are you going to watch it? And do you normally watch boxing and MMA? I'll tell you my take in just a sec. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Yes, Producer Garrett. No way, dude. He says if it's a legit fight, Jake Paul's taking it. I mean, have you watched Jake Paul box? Okay. It's not so much. It's just he's legit. He's got 30 years younger. Okay, but here's what I think. My newsman on the program, we think, Sean thinks, and I think, that it's going to be Tyson. Because, Sean, because you think, because of the fact that he's just Tyson. And a blow of Tyson on a face is going to just take you down. I mean, a Tyson blow at 58 is a Tyson blow that's just as deadly. It won't be the same level, but I mean, it's like a train hitting you. And he's not fought somebody of Tyson's caliber. I know he's 58 years old, but dude, it's Mike Tyson. And Jake Paul has not fought Mike Tyson. And I'm telling you, it looks like, I think from what I've heard or seen, I don't follow this stuff closely, so I'm a neophyte. I don't know anything about this. I'm not, so don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. But I think Tyson's been training for like a year now. You have to, right? The weigh-in happened. They're within 1 pound of each other. And Jake Paul looks even possibly buffer than Tyson, but they're also the same weight, so it's close enough. And but you know, I just think he's the king. And worst case scenario, Tyson can just bite his ear off, as I said before. 800-288-WBAP. Who do you think will win? And are you going to watch it? Do you normally watch boxing and MMA stuff? I thought that Jake Paul did MMA prior, but you're saying he was a boxer. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Today, Mike Tyson pimp slapped Jake Paul. So, yes, he pimp slapped him. Jake Paul, crawled up. I don't know why he was crawling up at him. And he crawls up and then stands up and gets in Tyson's face. And Tyson just pimp slaps him. And he said, the talk is over. He must die. The talk is over. He must die. Kill him. Kill him. Kill. Paul has been the one pushing the buttons, Fox News says in their story today, even calling Tyson boring Wednesday night's press conference. I think he's trying to troll to win. I'll tell you what Jake Paul's mom said, because it's like white trash, what she said. And it's like, Jake Paul, is your mama fighting this battle for you? Are you serious? Your mom's saying stuff, and she's saying things like a white trash mom, like you're sitting in the front lawn and you're in a fight with somebody, and your white trash mom is yelling from her lawn seat, her lawn chair falling out of it because she's drunk and has some hillbilly heroin in her system too, and she yells these swear words at this guy. It's like, what's your problem, lady? What are you doing? Sit down. Are you his mom? He's a mama's boy? Is he? Yes. All right, 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. And Mario Lopez is a boxer. Did you know that? And he had some serious comments about this. I'll tell you about that coming up next in the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. Also, celebrities are leaving us. Snow White is cussing at us. All that coming up next in the Chris Crock Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. 800-288-WBAP is our number. The fight didn't happen yet, but these two women are going to fight each other, and they showed some previous footage of them, and it was just, I say, these women, and these are not men with penises who say they're women, okay? Like that guy who stole medals at the Olympics, who says he's a woman, and yet he's got, the full package down there. His chromosomes and other things, so... Anyway, this is two women, and I told producer Garrett, and I'm not speaking of him, I'm speaking of any of us in this studio. There's three of us, not in the same room, we're in three different studios, looking at each other through the glass. Everybody, of course, making sure they're looking at me at all times. I don't look at them in the eye, they look at me, though. and they can't speak unless spoken to. They shall not speaketh unless I granteth speakability possibilities. Anyways, there was video of them fighting before or something they're showing. So the female fight's going to happen before Tyson and whatever. But anyway, Jake Paul, who's fighting Mike Tyson at some point tonight. This is like if this was a Catholic church, the show would be named Our Lady of Perpetual Delay. Like, what are they going to have the fight at midnight or something? This is obscene. And they got Rosie Perez is out there now announcing. What is this? Why is Rosie Perez? My wife does a good impersonation of her whining from White Man Can't Jump or whatever. I don't know. What is she doing? What are they doing? Jerry Jones, Rosie Perez, and it looked like it was Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't even know who these people are. What is this guy? What are they doing? What is this? So it's like a freak show. Maybe it is all scripted. I don't know. Mario Lopez, though, I guess is a big boxer, and they showed a picture of the guy, and he looks intense with massive veins. Looks fake. I bet it's him. I don't doubt him. And he says this is a joke, and he's not going to watch it because he's a serious boxer. And he's like, this is a joke. Jake Paul's mom. By the way, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. But at the weigh-in, when Mike Tyson pimp-slapped Jake Paul yesterday, the mother threatened to, quote, kill Mike Tyson. Jake Paul's white trash mother, and there's no other way to describe it. The woman yells, "I'm going to kill Mike Tyson for you." Effing little B word, she yelled. I mean, that's a white trash mom, isn't it? And that's all that is right there. Tyson retired with a 50-6 record, 44 knockouts after losing to Kevin McBride 19 years ago. I know he lost at some point, but I didn't know who that guy's name was. Jake Paul debuted 4 years ago and enters the ring with a 10-1 record. Yeah, but it doesn't mean he played. See, and that's where producer Garrett's wrong. You are wrong, sir. Because has he fought people at the level of Mike Tyson? Even though Mike Tyson's 58, has he fought anybody that's at Mike Tyson's level? And if you take Mike Tyson's level and you give age him 31 years, and he spends a year training, go ahead, producer Garrett, let's go. In his prime, no. Yeah, I mean, in his prime, it'd be a disgrace, a joke. That's what makes it interesting. Because it's possible that Paul could win. Nobody disputes that. Well, some people don't dispute that. Anyway, okay, cool. We'll let you know after it happens, and we'll see if it's a freak show. We'll see if it goes one round, if Tyson bites his ear off. Oh, by the way, a fake script was released. Some guy on Twitter said it was I've got the script, and he said, this is unbelievable. It's going to be, it was like in the third or fourth round, it's going to be thrown, and Jake Paul or whatever Tyson's going to win or something, I think it was. Anyways, and how much do they get paid? I have that. Jake Paul's going to make $40 million, and Tyson makes $20 million. So why? Why is that? Do you think, producer Garrett, that it's because you're of Jake Paul's generation, if you will? Do you think it's because Jake Paul's such a big name with a social media presence and brings in a lot more star power than Tyson does? And therefore, I mean, I don't understand either. Why would you guess, guys? Anyone? Newsman Sean? What do you think? Because of that? Am I right? Because no. Well, why does Jake Paul get $40 million and Tyson only gets $20 million? Because everyone thinks Tyson's going to win. Okay, so he's so favored that they're like, we'll get him out for a regular fight. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay. So, because Jake Paul's going to get so massacred that they had to make it worth his while? Is that why you're saying it? Like Jake Paul's going to get so massacred that they had to pay him a lot more just to get him to come into it. Yeah, are you serious? Yeah, are you serious? I love this. See, I don't know anything, so I like to hear what other people think too. That makes sense to me. He's a smart guy. That Sean Allen's a smart guy. I like him. I think we'll keep him. I know he's okay. I don't care what they say about him. And they say a lot of stuff. I'm just kidding. My dad used to say that about me. You're okay, kid. I don't care what they say about you. All right. Did you know By the way, our number, if you want to chime in on this, is 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Who do you think will win? Are you, going to watch it at some point? I guess it won't be on for another hour or two. I have no idea. And do you normally watch boxing and MMA? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. I forgot to tell you that I don't normally watch boxing, but back in the day, when we used to have cable, right? Most of us stream and all that. But remember when we used to have cable, I used to have HBO, and I just loved it. And I loved, remember boxing? Remember boxing would be on? And I would never watch it, but I remember one time, just these wonderful memories, and just regular random things. I remember doing my laundry one night at home on a Friday night, Saturday night, I don't know what it was, maybe a Sunday night, and a boxing comes on the HBO. And I got into it. I'm doing some boring chore of folding my laundry upstairs, and I'm watching this. And I'm like, this is freaking cool. And then afterwards, I was bummed that it was over. I don't know this guy's name. I think I may have seen like Floyd Mayweather or something, one of those lightweight or Superfly or whatever. I don't know. But I did like watching that. I have never gotten into MMA. I know that a lot of people do. I know Trump loves it. I know Rogan loves it and has announced for it professionally for years. I didn't even know that until like 8 months ago or something. But I respect it, and I know there's a lot of good people that I like and such that like it. But I don't. I'd have to reevaluate. I have to watch it again. But I've always been like, I don't want to see people beat the heck out of each other. Have you guys watched it? Have you guys gotten into it, Producer Garrett? Mm-hmm. MMA, yeah. No, not about you guys. Both of them, no. Yeah, I'm kind of. Oh, by the way, why are these places all over the Metroplex? Some of them are charging a cover fee to watch the boxing team. $20, $15, $30. What are you doing? Netflix is like $14 or $18 a month. What are you doing? Why is a bar call or any place having a cover fee of $20 or $30 for you if Netflix is like $15 a month? What is this? Who's the idiot that's, I'll pay to get... I ain't paying nothing. If I don't have Netflix, I'll find out where to go watch it, but I ain't paying nothing. My gosh, these places. I hope nobody shows up at those places. David in Arlington. Hello, you're on WBAP.
Hey, Chris, man. Love your show tonight. It is a blast.
Thank you.
Hey, over the last 45 minutes, an hour, I've seen over 20 private jets coming into Arlington.
Really?
Arlington Airport.
Really?
Yeah, I just live a mile on one side.
I love this.
I'm right in the middle.
Dude, you're giving me live reports. Chris, I'm out here. Chris, I'm out here live. Oh, my gosh, Chris, Trump's plane just came down. Chris, it's touching down now. There's Trump, Chris. You give me some live reports. You're seeing these like Learjet private jets coming in?
Oh, God, they've been coming in for the last hour. And, one right after the other. And I can't imagine where they're going to.
Well, you know where they're going. You know where they're going to this thing.
Now, yeah, that thing. I'll tell you what. This thing, it's a farce, but at the same time, Tyson was one of my best. I'm only 11 years older than he is, and yeah, he was an inspiration. He brought a little bit more action to the setting, and it wasn't that standing up, boxing around, and dancing and stuff. He went in and started ruining a lot of people's careers.
Who, Mike Tyson did?
Yes, sir. And I think that's what he'd do tonight. I'm not sure. If he gets a good one in there, that old boy might go down. He might not get up for a long time. It's just a guess, but I'm just saying, you don't bring in new blood and fight against something that's already been there and established. That's my opinion.
Okay. By the way, I'm looking. Do you remember? I got the guy's name. Remember Judge Mills Lane? Remember Mills Lane was the boxing judge. The short guy with the kind of raspy voice. He was the judge, I think, when Tyson bit the guy's ear off or something.
Oh yeah, he got this. Tyson got disqualified over that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, And
the little short, bald-headed fella.
Yes, and you got the story here. I looked it up. So he died at 85 in 2022. I remember that because the guy was a wonderful dude. He was awesome, and
he was a master in what he did, and he put up with a lot of crap.
Yeah,
but also too, he was a showman. He was very professional with what he did.
So give me your final prediction. You said you kind of already obviously gave it already, but how many rounds, and then how do you predict this is going to end up as far as knockout?
It's going to be a KO in the second round, and I'll say within the first minute and a half. Okay.
And the professional, longtime professional, even though he's 58, is going to do it.
Yes. Tyson will give him one of them body shots, and that'll put the boy out, and then the left uppercut. Well, I sure hate to see that. Well, I'm not going. Well, I'm going to wait and do it on YouTube. Okay, so I'm a cheat.
Do you? Oh, you don't have Netflix?
Well, no, I don't really want it. I'm so poor I can't even afford the window shop, so that's why I look at my window.
You're so poor. You're so poor. You're po. You can't even afford the R.
No, I can't do it. I was going to announce them tonight, but they didn't invite me.
There you go. But you can still announce them on my show, okay, sir?
Well, sir, I'm one of your fans, buddy. I tell all my friends about you, and I've even got a friend that talks just like you. And I make fun of him all the time.
That's awesome, brother. Thank you. And you can make fun of me anytime. Appreciate your call, David. Look forward to your next one, brother.
Love you, my brother.
Love you, too. Thank you, brother. Love that guy. That guy's amazing. I love that guy. Anyway, I think it's a train. It's going to be a train hitting the guy in the face. And I think it's like I would say it's like Schwarzenegger, these people with these massive bodies. I'm going to really more default on NFL people or athletes like that. You know, once you get those massive guns on your arm, even if it's when you're older in your life, you still have that frame, that machine that you put together. And if you moderately keep it in shape, I think it's easy to put it back to full force with the age, yes. All right, that's it. We're going to get to the celebrities that are saying they're going to leave the U.S. Some of them have. We're going to get to the Snow White Star profane attack on Trump and us, and non-celebrities acting in insane ways. And then how about, what would you say if your wife told you, was one of these crazy leftists, no more sex because Trump won? What would you say? How would you handle that? What would you say to her? What would you say if that happened to you? Honey, I'm shaving my head and no sex for you because Trump won. All right, we'll get into that coming up next on the Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP. And by the way, did you hear what Whoopi did today? She made such a horrible error in how she attacked a private company that did nothing wrong. She alleged they did something wrong. These people are just nuts on this leftist garbage. So these people are nuts. All right, all that coming up next. Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3 at 51 after the hour. 800-288 WBAP is our number.